What's going on, everybody? It's Alan from Breaking and Entering. We are sitting down today with none other than SD Produces. If you've been to the Big Beat MKE beat battles, if you've seen this man around, you know him for sure. But I'm glad that we're sitting down to talk to him. SD Produces, welcome. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Alan.
Like I said, veteran of the beat battles. That's where we first met.
Oh yeah.
I think you submitted for the first Big Beat MKE.
Oh yeah.
Way back. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
but let's talk about where you got your start. How did you get, give us an introduction to kind of who you are. But because you're a producer, I'm going to
Yeah.
ask it from this sense. I want to frame it this way. What was the first program that you were making beats on?
Cracked version of FL Studio, hands down. It's the first. If you know the details of FL Studio, everyone's first FL Studio is a cracked version. A friend
Yep.
gave you a disc and was like, "Hey, here you go," and
That is exactly what happened.
I'm good ever since. I've been
Yeah,
good ever
that's
since.
exactly what happened with me too. It was somebody from I was making it on like the demo of FL Studio, so you couldn't save projects.
Oh
You
man.
had to like export everything as an MP3, all the
Yep.
layers. But then after that, it was eventually like somebody I knew in college gave me the cracked version of it. So
And see, by the time I got to college, I went from FL Studio because I went for engineering. So I ended up using Logic. So I put FL down for like maybe 2 or 3 years just in college, just
mhm.
because I'm like, I'm not really focused on making beats. I'm focused on engineering. Then
Yeah.
finally bought it because I'm like, can't keep using this crack version. And they got better, and it's like, okay, it's actually like worth buying at this point. And
Oh,
not that it
totally.
wasn't worth buying originally, but young
No,
and
but then they
bored.
also got better about the security too, because eventually something would
Yeah.
update, and then all
There
your
was an update you
plugins wouldn't
can't.
work.
Yep, yep. So you could do all the drum work. None of the plugins would work. None of the
Hmm.
synthesizers would work. It's like, all right, it's $99 for the base model. I can afford this.
Yeah. So producer, engineer. Is there anything else that you do? I've heard you on the microphone before. I've heard you on Cue the
I
Rulers
I
project.
I occasionally rap. I am heavily featured on several projects. For some odd reason, when it comes to especially me as an engineer, a bunch of rappers come through and it's like, no, just come do something on the mic. I think that's funny. Like I'll pitch an idea and I'm pitching it for them to do, and they're like, no,
Hmm.
you do it. And I'm like, that's not what I'm just supposed to hit the button. And they're like, no, get on the mic. But with Q's project, I kind of function more of an executive over it, as in just like
Okay.
helping keep put it together. So a lot of those funny jokes were jokes like I pitched, and he was like, no, just run with it, just go.
And then you
So
just
it's
do it.
great.
Okay. Where are you most comfortable as a producer, as an engineer? Obviously, you said not on the microphone.
Yeah, that's probably the place of least comfort for me. And I went to college. We had to do performances, ensembles. I never liked being on stage. I would
Hmm.
say engineering's probably my zone of excellence. Like that's where I can fluidly move around. But I love production, so that's probably the second strongest thing.
For sure. Who was the first artist that you produced for where you like you could hear that, that track out in public, you could hear it on streaming?
The first, I big shout outs to my mentor Rob Torres, R.I.P. The first project that I co-produced, mixed and mastered was the Rusty Peas,
Oh,
which
wow.
for local, because before I was doing, of course, you're doing like mixtape work when you're younger, especially in the 2010s. I'm doing. There's a bunch of music you'll never find because it's on a disc in someone's garage. But first streaming, first like big record for me was the Rusty Peas.
Very cool. That's
Yeah,
amazing. That's
that's a
that's a
great
big
first.
start, you know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
a great first record too.
Yeah. And I can only imagine because like when I first made a song that I actually wanted to show people that feeling of like, hey,
Yeah,
I made this. You know
it
what I
was the
mean? Like
first
you
thing. It's
had
like, oh,
that
what
for
are you
sure.
working on? Oh, I just did the song with the Rusty Peas. People are like the Rusty Peas, and I'm like, how'd you pull that off? But it's about who you know.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Who are the artists that you're working with now too? I mean, because you're working with, I know Johnny Franchino a lot.
Yep.
Tell me a little. Actually, let's go there. Tell me a little bit about this aesthetics thing that I keep seeing the cover
Yeah.
art for
So
all the time.
aesthetics is Johnny Franchino's monthly, bi-monthly, or however he feels, because we have a backlog of just tracks. But it's more of a movement, as in like, okay, what does Johnny want to do this month? If it wants to be just pure EDM, if it wants to be R&B, which is under its own category that we're kind of working on, if it wants to be straight rap, which is the intermission projects, it's more of just whatever his mood is. And instead of just, just dumping an album and it does nothing, we generate a lot of fan base by, okay, what's the next project? What's the next single that's coming out? Because it's various styles. So aesthetics is me, Johnny Franchino, and Mystic Music. There's a fourth guy, we're bringing him on. He's always been there. Actually, that's where Chino started, but he's in New York, so it's kind of hard to collaborate right now.
Okay.
But that's the aesthetics thing. It's like, okay, are we doing hard style EDM this month? All right, we got something for it. Are we doing more melodic EDM this month? Okay. Like, we're working on R&B stuff. R&B takes a little bit longer. That's why you're not seeing it as much. But it's just whatever Franchino's mood is.
Nice. Very cool. I like that. And I like that you're branching out into different genres and different styles and things. What is your favorite genre to produce?
I'll be honest. I kind of don't have a favorite that I like to produce. My brain is always moving. So it's kind of like whatever's in the moment. And some people are like, well, you have a favorite, but it's like, no. Like, I love doing trap, but then it's like, well, I want to do trap right now. And like right now, I have a show coming up in January where I'm doing a DJ set and we're doing all EDM. So my brain's geared toward that right now. And probably right after that, I'm going to go back to like either doing boom bap or something else, because it's like a seasonal thing with me. So there's no one favorite style.
I totally understand that, actually. I mean, it depends on, how, are we outside? Are we not outside? What's the weather like? I get that. That dictates the playlist.
Is a big play with me. Before I kind of figured out maybe I just have a low vitamin D count and was taking vitamin D, October through November was the worst time to come to me for happy music because it wasn't getting made. Everything's gray. I'm like, I'm not making any happy chords. There's no major chords being played.
I just like the idea of you like blocking off the calendar. Like, do not be happy in this time.
My artist
come to me with your sad raps.
My artist knew from October, because for some odd reason Christmas, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll lighten up a little bit. But October, November, you were not getting a happy beat out of me for many years. And then my doctor's like, your vitamin D count's terrible. And I'm like, oh, it's probably seasonal depression.
Yeah, well, I mean, probably, but who knows?
It's probably seasonal depression. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm fine. It's good. You can bring the major chords back.
Of the artists that you work with, of course, I know plenty of them. But who are the artists that we don't know about, or that you work with, that you see that are just incredibly talented, that you just want to shout out, that are making music? Could be Milwaukee, otherwise.
I got a younger guy named Vino Ball. We're working on 3 mixtapes simultaneous. That's dropping all through next year. I got a new rapper named Bro Mello. Well, it's new to me. We're working on his next 3 projects. Like, I've become the producer that's like, oh no, engineer. It's like, no, I'm doing my next 3 projects with you, but that means everything's like a year out. Which in music, that's kind of the regular way how you work it. Well, of course, Q the Ruler. That's one of my guys. I'm always working with Q the Ruler. He should be here. I'm in my studio. I should be here tonight. Who else right now? Q the Ruler, of course, Johnny Franchino. That's my guy. There's a lot of people that's on the bubble. It's just we right now don't have the stuff to push out, and my mind's blanking.
That's all right.
There's a couple.
It sounds like there's a lot going on all the time for you, though, which is the way you want things to be, right?
You never want stagnation, especially in music, because then, I'm best when Era Lee, R&B singer, she's out of Texas right now. Been working with her. We're building our first project up. I don't like being stagnant because, as a producer or engineer, because that's when I have my worst ideas. I almost
Okay.
want the level of this is almost too much going on,
Yeah.
because when I don't have enough going on, yeah, I can make some creative things, but it's not necessarily profitable. I am a producer. This is a
Yeah.
business where it's like,
For
oh, this
sure.
is really cool. There's nothing I can do with this.
Yeah.
Like it'd
You
be
almost
like,
don't want. Yeah.
yeah,
You almost don't want time to think.
no, no. Well, the best way I always say it, especially when people come to me, I'm like, I'm fine with putting me in a box or putting me in a time limit. This isn't one of those things where it's like, if you give me too much freedom, you're gonna get the best and worst of me. Because it's gonna be like, okay, send me anything, and I'm like, well, you now we're just gonna do a indie prog song, and it's like that doesn't fit at all. And I'm like, well, you asked to send anything.
Yeah. For sure. Okay. I love that. We are, of course, on the cusp of a new year.
Oh
All
yeah.
sorts of things happening in your world, but like, what is the kind of the goal for you for the next year? What's kind of the focus for you for the next year?
So something that came kind of suddenly. B Sound Studio. I'm now the owner operator, founded by Julie Brandenburg.
Wow.
Expanding that out, we have room to grow. We have space for a teacher still, or whatever that room is filled with. It's a multifunctional music school, studio, all that sort of jazz. Where it's like I'm trying to expand on that, get more public notice of it, because we're
Mhm.
known. And oddly, in the Shepherd Express, we're always against the conservatory as one of the other schools. But it's one of those things where it's like we want to expand into being a Milwaukee staple.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Love that. And speaking of, congrats on the Best of Milwaukee award as well.
Thank you, thank you. Something I've been
Yeah,
working toward for many, many years in the background.
for sure. Love that. Very cool. Well, it sounds like there's a lot going on. We're excited about that. If people want to connect with you, find you, where's the best place to go and connect with SD Produces?
So, the great thing about my mentor teaching me is years ago, branding is key. It is SD Produces on everything. If you want to email me, that's sdproduces at sdproduces@gmail.com. SD Produces on Instagram, SD Produces on Twitter. Don't hit me up on Twitter. Just don't go over there. SD Produces on TikTok, SD Produces on Facebook. I have a page. But yeah, you can catch me any of those places.
Go everywhere but Twitter. I love it.
That's
There you
don't. No one should be over there.
go.
I'm just
Very valid point.
I'm just it's the wild wasteland. There's nothing good.
Yes, nothing good can come from that.
Like if you're there, hit me up. But I'm rarely over there.
There's a chance you'll see it.
Yeah,
At best.
I'll see. Well, I check it daily. It's just I don't want to
Okay.
be over there too long.
Yeah, no, that's a really smart way to live your life, honestly.
It's not good. I had to delete the app from my phone.
Yeah, same. I got
Yeah.
it. So, well, thank you so much for sitting down and doing
Of
this.
course.
Thank you for being you and doing the amazing stuff that you're doing and staying busy as always. And don't forget, if you want to check out even more from SD Produces, the Aesthetics Project, and all of the Milwaukee music scene, you can do that every single day over at breakingandentering.net. And you can find us on all of the social media, including Twitter, but, don't go there,
Just
too.
don't go there.
So, thank you so much for doing this.
Of course. Thanks for the opportunity, Alan.